Thanks to home improvement television and our DIY culture, it appears homeowners are forever making nip and tucks to their homes. The results of a new survey released today shows that while some of us simply like to keep our homes fresh and up to date with the latest trends, others are more open and honest about the real reasons behind their grand design's obsession. Intrigued? Well, here to tell us more, I'm pleased to say, is TV presenter Carol Smillie and actress Sally Geeson. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there. Well, first of all, Carol, if we just start with you, Anglian Home Improvements have commissioned a survey and the results are quite surprising.
They're incredibly surprising. I mean, we've all known that everyone likes to keep up with the Joneses, and that's what we're kind of calling this whole survey results, because, do you know, 100 years ago this year, there was a little animation done and it was called Keeping Up with the Joneses, and ever since then we've been using that expression. But here we are 100 years later, still trying to keep up with the Joneses and still trying to make sure that we have the best house on the street. This survey has shown that a third of Brits admit to doing up their home just to get ahead of the neighbours.
Oh, incredible. So it actually came from a cartoon.
The expression came from a cartoon. I mean, we all use it all the time, don't we? Don't think where it came from. But yeah, 100 years old this year. Some old habits die hard.
Well, indeed. Sally, what did the study reveal about the battle to be the best house on the street?
It was interesting because 26% make improvements to their property several times a year. And 1 in 8 homeowners spent more than £5,000 on improvements in the last 2 years.
And what are some of the most popular home improvements being made across the country at the moment?
Well, I think it depends if you're going to do your house up for a financial improvement or for just personal taste. Obviously, just changing a room itself is easy enough, or replacing a carpet, but the big ones to actually invest in, is, if you have the money that is probably a loft conversion or a conservatory.
I think what also would sell a house, if you were thinking of moving on eventually, would be to have energy-saving windows put in, because they're a fantastic thing to have. They look gorgeous and they cut down on your fuel bills.
She can say that because she's had them put in.
And
I've got old drafty windows, I'm next.
And have they really worked for you, Sally? I suppose some people are just wondering whether or not they're going to get better and better as the years go on, but really you can get them done now, I suppose.
Well, yes, I mean, everything improves as time goes on, but I think, for example, what I have is fantastic. I had a cold winter like the rest of us. It was a horrible winter, and I thought, I'm fed up with these drafty rooms and I've got to do it at some point in my house. So I went for it and I had my windows put in and I love them.
And they do look pretty impressive. I know down a street that I live on, somebody's got them, and I think that they've won this battle, to be honest.
I see.
You do have to keep up with them, but it's a really...
Sally's had them done, and her neighbours are all now wanting to get them done as well.
Well, it is a domino effect. I mean,
yeah.
one house gets a bay window, the neighbour goes round and says, oh, who did your bay window? Next thing you know, the whole street's got a bay window. But what are some of the more easy ways to make sure our homes are as good, if not better, than our neighbours'?
Well, if it's a budget issue, then I think probably the front door, the windows, everything. You know, the windows are the eyes of the house, aren't they? Everyone can see them the minute you walk past the house. Keeping it smart and making sure you don't wait till the point where they're absolutely falling to bits to do it. Regular maintenance on your house throughout the year is always advisable, because it's much cheaper to retouch it than to start from square one again. You know, a front door, even a new front door or a lick of paint can make all the difference. A bit of decking, tidy up the garden if it's just what you want other people to see. But if you're going to go in, take it right through the house, then you know, have a go at your own mini changing rooms. Maybe some minor repairs or a new carpet, as I say, would be the ideal thing. New kitchen, new bathroom are very popular.
Absolutely. And I suppose a lot of these things you can do yourself in the summer months. You don't have to spend a lot of money on getting the experts out.
Well, if you're married to someone who's a bit handy, that's even better, isn't it?
But I also think having something as lovely as a conservatory, and you don't have to have a great, big, beautiful conservatory. You can have a smaller one. And it just makes all the difference to your home. It gives you that extra space. I am fortunate enough to have a conservatory, and I wouldn't be without it. I love it. And my friends come along and say, oh, that's on my wish list, to have a conservatory.
Or an orangery. That's the latest thing, is to have an orangery, and it just sounds so grand, doesn't it? It sounds like you have a huge property with orange trees growing inside it, but actually it's just it's a conservatory with less glass than you would think.
Where can our listeners go for more information on this?
The best place to go is www.anglianhome.co.uk.
Fantastic, and good luck to all our listeners in the battle to be the best house in Britain's streets. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.